Shallow men believe in luck. Strong men believe in cause and effect. Ralph Waldo Emerson. My friends, 10 to 15 minutes a day, your perseverance in this effort will reap for you your greatest desires. But you have to be committed to this. You have to be committed full bore, 24/7, ready to commit the time and energy on a daily basis. We're keeping a close eye on Altria. We see that Altria has, of course, peaked and then sort of rolled over on us. We had that weekly vertical crossover that's still in effect, but quite weak. The 2-day hasn't crossed over going down, but it has been headed that way. Now, the nice news was Altria was up for the day, 1.67%. So again, if you've hit your lost parameters, then of course you pull that trade and move on. But Altria, typically, what does it do? Typically, in fact, we can go back quite a ways and see how over and over and over again Altria has been beautiful. Is this going to be the exception to the rule? And again, think about that. That is exactly what Ralph Waldo Emerson was telling us. Shallow men believe in luck. Strong men believe in cause and effect. Oh, I know a guy. He did all the right things and died of a heart attack. Well, he's the exception to the rule that proves the rule. So we shall watch, we shall see, we shall learn how Altria does. The reason I bring that up is because just a while back we had a weekly vertical crossover on Altria. We shared that with you guys. And of course, please remember all of our Patreon friends, we will be sending out tomorrow, as we do every single week to you, the 20 weekly vertical crossovers. They will be a-coming. If you want to know what those are all about, want to participate, our $100 a month slots are full. There are some $30 a month slots that are there. And remember, the things you tend to support tend to stay around. And that law of reciprocity, some people call it karma, well, it actually applies. So let's jump into these charts and see what we have to see. We see stocks are up, bonds and gold down, Bitcoin is up. Stocks, the S&P up 0.84%. We do see a red down candle forming for the week with a wick on the bottom. Price percent oscillator pulling away from the red signal line. Derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. It's on the weekly. What do we see on the 2-day? Again, we see the 2-day for Tuesday, Wednesday heading down. It's a red down candle. It did pull back, leaving a bit more of a wick today, but that's still headed down. Price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator going down. Keep a close eye on that. What do we see on the half day? It's where we see where things bottomed on Tuesday afternoon, and then we saw, no, is that right? Yeah, Tuesday afternoon. And then on Wednesday morning, we saw things trying, why is this not, oh, you know what? Just caught that. I was like, why am I getting an extra candle? I'll tell you why. Because you can't see this on the screen, but those of you who have TC2000, it gives you aftermarket. It shows you what's happening before and after the market, which is beautiful. I had that on. That's on until you take it off. So what we see is, that's why I was going, wait a minute, why are there 3 candles? There should only be 2 after Tuesday afternoon. Well, that was the reason. So what do we see? We see a doji in the morning on Wednesday and then popping up Wednesday afternoon. Price percent oscillator heading up, derivative oscillator heading up. That's where we are on the S&P 500. Let's go to the Nasdaq 100, up 0.74%. What do we have for the week? So far, we have a red spinning top, red open box spinning top. That's a slowdown in the up movement. Price percent oscillator is going to cross over by the end of the week. Don't know, isn't happening yet. Close. Derivative oscillator still positive. 2-day chart. That crossover did occur. It wasn't a weekly, it wasn't a 2-day recross. It was just a crossover going down. And again, still see a down candle that just formed. We see the derivative oscillator went negative after the price percent oscillator crossed over on that prior 2-day candle. Half day, we can see where things bottomed actually in the morning on Wednesday and then popped up Wednesday afternoon. That intraday action is always shown to us on that half-day chart, 195 minutes. Let's move on to 20-year bonds. They're drawing a green candle for the week, down for the day 0.33%. Price percent oscillator still trying to head up. Derivative oscillator still losing momentum on the weekly chart. 2-day chart, nice big green up candle, even though it pulled back a little bit over the second day of that 2-day candle. Derivative oscillator is still negative and losing downward momentum. Price percent oscillator still negative, heading up. We look on that half day, we can see where it bottomed out, started moving up on the morning of Wednesday the 8th, moved up for 2 days, over for a day, up for 2 days, over for a day, down a little bit. Price percent oscillator still heading up. Derivative oscillator green losing momentum. So we'll keep our eye on the prize. What are we looking for? Well, a possible 2-day recross going up. We'll see. We'll see if that happens or not. We'll be ready for it if it does. We've been talking about it. Let's move on to gold, down 0.59%. Daggone it. It's making me angry. After that 2-day crossover, weekly crossover going up, back on the week ending the 9th of September, I was so ready for this to just charge forward. And what's it done? Failed us last week, failing us this week. As we look at things on the 2-day, what do we see happening at the end of the day? Well, again, we have seen it is negative, so it can get a little bit confusing here, but we see that what has happened is the 2-day has crossed over, the weekly is trying to cross over going down. We'll see if it ends the week that way. We could have a pop-up on Thursday, and on Friday things could look beautiful. What we see so far on the 2-day is it's not yet crossed over. We see where we had things move down after that weekly vertical crossover for 6 days. And then this latest 2-day is a green doji. Still positive on the price percent oscillator. Derivative oscillator still positive, but continuing to lose energy. So we'll keep a close eye on it. If you've hit your profit, your loss bands, then of course that knocks you out. If that 2-day crosses over going down, then that absolutely is the last trumpet call of get the hell out. Now, what do we see as far as things with gold? It had gone up on Tuesday and then down on Wednesday. Price percent oscillator heading down on the half day. Derivative oscillator still positive. So again, we'll watch, wait and see what gold does. That's our 4 big charts. What about Bitcoin? Our New York Stock Exchange Bitcoin Index shows us that it's up for the day 2.82%. Have a red down candle for the week. Price percent oscillator a little more than flat. Derivative oscillator positive, losing momentum. 2-day, well, of course, we had that 2-day recross going down back at the close of the market on Monday, which would have taken you out of Bitcoin if you had been in it and had stayed in that long. After that red spinning top gave you a warning, because when you look back in time, you see those red spinning tops, and again, they do give you a little bit of warning, but again, Bitcoin has sort of absorbed those and popped back up. It's those straight red down candles on that 2-day chart that, again, where you see the killer come in. We do have a solid green candle right now. And again, things are negative on the price percent oscillator and the derivative oscillator on that 2-day chart. We see the half day trying to recover some. So maybe in the not too distant future, you'll have a 2-day recross going up. But for now, that Bitcoin trade has been pulled. So that's where we are, folks, at the end of the day. Thank you again for all the Patreon supporters. We'll be getting out to you those 20 weekly vertical crossovers Thursday afternoon. Need you to go over those on Thursday evening. Check them out. Figure out which 1 or 2, maybe 3 at the most to practice trade, and then see how you do. That's where we are, folks, as we end the day on Wednesday. God bless you all. Thanks so much for being with us. Take care.